Okay, when it comes to identity, I am a British Asian. As simple as that, really. I'm British, but Asian background, Asian heritage, which is important and which is quite obvious as well. So I think it's something that cannot and shouldn't be denied, and I'm very happy with the title British Asian.
People really want to know what your roots are, what your heritage is, and people like to classify others and put them in little boxes, whereas when you're British Asian, I think it's pretty impossible to put people in boxes, because we are like this genre that's constantly evolving and changing, and we are from so many different parts of the world, and yet we all live in this country, and I think that's one of the most difficult aspects for me.
The best thing about being young British Asian today is feeling you're literally in the center of the passage of history. When I first was growing up in this country, you felt like an outsider. World politics happened outside. Everything happened outside. To be young and British Asian in Britain today is to feel, for some of the bad reasons in terms of politics, and also some of the good reasons in terms of art and culture, it's just to feel you're right in the center of the very known universe.
And I do remember when I first came here, I think I was 10 years old. It was end of the 80s, early 90s. And looking back on it, I did have a hard time. I wouldn't say there was, certain things I would never have believed that, in certain scenarios where people were actually prejudiced because of where we're from or where I've come from or my ethnic background. But looking back on it, it's just a misunderstanding. In many cases, it's a misunderstanding or just miseducation.
I would be afraid when my grandparents came from India, because my grandmother would be in the town centre, Basingstoke town centre, in her sari. My grandfather in his safari suit. And I used to get called Paki at school. I remember going home one day and saying to my father, Daddy, they're calling me Paki at school, and bloody Paki at school. And he said, well, you're not a bloody Paki, you're a bloody Indian.